Hello, my friends. It's been a while. That's because it's summertime and I am a sole parent, which means I have no breaks from my children and I love them dearly. And I actually love summer because I don't have to wake up early and I don't have to have a rigid routine. But it is the end of summer. We have 2 weeks left till my kids go back to school, and we're definitely all feeling very sick of each other. So they're at camp this week, which is why I'm here doing this video. I finally had some time and quiet. So I wanted to just quickly go over the post that I just posted earlier today, because this just hit me, and it was a culmination of a few different things that kind of brought this idea together for me. And one of them was a conversation with a friend of mine. The other is, this is probably the biggest part, was I was watching this season of The Bachelorette, which I know it's like trash TV and totally pointless, but I got really into it because the relationship that she had with this one particular guy, if any of you guys watch it, Luke P, was so dramatic and intense. And it actually reminded me exactly of my husband and how we connected, met, dated, and all of that. So just to quickly recap that, their relationship and mine, we were all, it was very spiritual or religious based. We both held on to our beliefs very much and wanted to do this God's way, and said things like, he's the leader of this relationship and our one day family and things like that. And then coupled with my shelteredness and just innocence and youth, and this is the same for The Bachelorette, not a whole lot of life experience in relationships, just simply because age, she's like 24, I was 21 when I got married. So I'm watching this guy on national TV, and everybody's just reaming him. Oh my God, he's so crazy, he's so sick, he's so twisted. He's like, because he's like psychologically twisting everything, and he's very manipulative, and he's doing what is called gaslighting. So it's like he'll say one thing that's really bold, and then she'll say, wait, what? And he's like, no, you misunderstood me, or you didn't hear me right, or that's not what I meant, or you took that the wrong way, or whatever. And he'd backpedal and like change it. And anyways, I didn't know what any of those things were when I was dating back in my 20s, but now I do. And so I'm watching this play out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I had no chance of understanding what I was getting myself into or realizing it. And oftentimes when I left my marriage because of the emotional abuse, people ask me, and still do to this day all the time, were there any red flags that you ignored? And for years, I would be like, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I could not decipher one single red flag because I didn't have the knowledge and the experience and just the wisdom about relationships. And now I know that's what I call emotional intelligence or relational consciousness. And I just didn't have it. So looking at this Bachelorette season, I'm sitting there and I kept pausing it, and I would just go, oh my gosh, I had no chance, given the person that I was back then, which was not very emotionally intelligent or relationally conscious. There was no way I would be able to figure him out before and like learn how to set boundaries and do things that I now know how to do. So what that did for me was it helped me have compassion on myself. And a lot of my friends are like, oh, I thought you were really compassionate about the abuse and being in that marriage, and I didn't think you took any of that on as your fault. And I'm like, well, I didn't. Abuse is abuse, and there's no excuse, and I did not blame myself for that. But moving on with my life and dating other people and thinking about a future partner and things like that, there was this shame that I wanted to hold on to. Because, and I realized all this in the last couple weeks, it was like my protective coat. If I could keep shaming myself and just hold on to that little bit of, well, don't forget how stupid you were and how you fell for that and how you stayed in it, even though it felt wrong. If I can hold on to those thoughts, that will protect me from ever doing that again. And when I realized that, I was like, whoa, I have been using shame as a way to build a wall from ever being abused again or being hurt. And so since I realized that, which is huge and mind-blowing, anybody who has ever been in an intimate relationship or a relationship with a parent or child or anything where there's that close exchange of psychological abuse, spiritual abuse, verbal, emotional, physical, obviously, any of the abuse, you know what I'm talking about. You don't ever want to do that again. You don't want to repeat that. But then at the same time, we have this longing to be close to people and connect and have affection and be in a relationship because that's like our biological makeup. So it's like, how am I going to have the connection but never be taken advantage of that way again? Oh, I'll just keep this shame alive so I don't forget. I don't want to forget how stupid I was because then I might do it again. So once I realized that, thank you Bachelorette and Hannah B. and Luke, oh my gosh. You know, it's changed my perception of myself, and my self-talk has immediately changed. And I'm like, I am not the same person. I know who I am now. I know so many different methods and ways to go about relationships, and I have so many more tools in my belt now. I have integrated my past into my life and my future, and learned from that, and I see what caused me in the ways I didn't pay attention to myself, and I silenced my inner child, and I rejected myself, and how all those little tiny micro decisions and inability to create boundaries and all that stuff led me to my ultimate demise, which was being in a 10-year abusive relationship. And I just have no fear that that's going to happen again because I have a very strong sense of self now. I am very centered. I mean, I'm telling you, every single day I'm like, ooh, that hit me kind of unusually. I'm gonna go journal about that, or I'm gonna spend some time and hold some space, or whatever. I mean, it's every day. It's my kids triggering me, or, you know, a friend, or so-and-so said whatever, and I will just be like, I'm so in tuned now because I'm paying attention and I'm listening. So it's no longer serving me to carry my shame. So I just want to encourage all of you to get curious about your shame. Get curious about that self-talk that says, oh my God, you are so stupid. Why did you fucking do that? Don't ever do that again. Get curious about that. Follow that trail. Journal about it. And, you know, let's forgive ourselves and be very compassionate and kind, and allow that to create some space that we can move into a different territory as we move forward and build a new kind of future. So good to be back. I may not make another video for a couple weeks when my kids get back in school, but maybe I will. I don't know. I'll let you know. Also, how do you guys like my hair? I've been called Zach Morris and the Biebs. You know, I'll take it. Whatever. Talk to y'all soon.